Hello, my dear ladies. Do you know what the most common cause of female loneliness is? Very often, if a woman lacks a personal life and feels lonely, she sincerely believes that the reason is due to men. There are too few of them. They're weak, uninitiated, and taken. But what if I tell you that, in fact, it can be beneficial for you to be alone? It's beneficial for a man to leave you, file for divorce, not show initiative, not pay attention, and even cheat. And it's also beneficial for you to meet with married men or those who don't want a serious relationship and aren't ready for responsibility. I can imagine how you are listening to this in surprise and thinking, what are you talking about? How can all this benefit me? The thing is, we are not talking about a clear benefit, but about a secondary one that you may not even be aware of. Watch this video, and I am sure that it will give you an incredible realization. After this, you might finally meet the right partner for you and get married. A secondary benefit is a significant need that a person indirectly satisfies with their own behavior. In other words, these are the benefits and bonuses that a person receives for their problems. Let's make it as clear as possible with a simple example. Consider a common situation. A child lacks parental attention and warmth, and suddenly gets sick. The mother immediately takes time off, puts aside her important tasks, and devotes herself to the child, spending all her time with them. This way, the child receives the care and love they lack. So, it's beneficial for the child to be unhealthy, as the illness helps them get what they want. This is the secondary benefit. Though, lying with a temperature and a sore throat isn't the most pleasant experience. The same concept applies to personal relationships. You consciously want to build a happy, healthy relationship with your beloved man. You want to get married, start a family, and have children, but your desires haven't come true for a long time. It's time to check if you have secondary benefits on a subconscious level. That's what we're discussing today. First, I'll provide some common life examples that will shed light on the reasons for your unfulfilled desires in the realm of relationships. Then I'll show you how to eliminate secondary benefits. Secondary benefits are, essentially, negative attitudes, as they prevent you from realizing what you want. They might act as defense mechanisms for your brain, but they still prevent you from achieving happiness. These negative attitudes could stem from various sources, most of which have been embedded in your subconscious since childhood. The question is, how do you recognize these destructive beliefs and eliminate them for good? After all, this is where you should always begin your internal journey, if you genuinely desire a strong, lasting love relationship. If there's chaos on a subconscious level, even the most feminine dress, a new hairstyle, impressive culinary skills, and high intelligence might not salvage the situation. Now, let's explore the concept of secondary benefits more deeply, and the best way to determine if they exist in your life is by analyzing a few real-life examples. I got a message from a lady about her situation. This is what she said. For the past 3 years, I've been dating a married man. He promises to divorce his wife, but things haven't progressed. And here's another message from another lady. My partner and I live in different countries. I can't move to him right now. I have an apartment, work, and my child goes to school here. He has his business there and can't leave. Although we love each other, it's a complicated situation. How are these two scenarios similar? Both women's desires for love haven't been fulfilled for a long time. Regardless of their efforts, these men remain unavailable to them. One is married, and the other lives thousands of miles away. What's the secondary benefit here? You may not actually want to be married or have a close relationship. Subconsciously, you might fear the idea of marriage, fearing loss of freedom, discomfort, or unhappiness in a marriage. Maybe you've had a negative experience in a past relationship. Perhaps you were previously married and unhappy, or your mother's marriage wasn't fulfilling. These experiences could subconsciously drive you to choose unavailable men. Here's another example. A woman sent a message to me, saying, "We've been dating for 2 years, but he hasn't proposed yet." What's the secondary benefit in this situation? Subconsciously, the woman might believe that a committed relationship or marriage would interfere with her work and personal growth. She might fear that she wouldn't have enough time to develop herself. As a result, she unintentionally stalls the relationship's progress. I once faced a similar situation. A few years ago, I realized I'd wanted to get married for a long time, but it seemed far from happening. Then, I realized the issue lay in my subconscious. I remembered that in my childhood, my mother had often said that when a woman gets married, she should devote herself entirely to her family, no room for a career. However, my personal growth was crucial to me. When I addressed this subconscious belief, I soon met my future husband. Here's another story from a lady who messaged me recently. I repeatedly attract the wrong men, and I can't build a relationship with them. Consequently, I've been single for a long time. This woman desires a relationship but remains single. Likely, she fears losing her freedom, not wanting to share space, financial responsibilities, or time with another person. This aversion to restrictions might come from past experiences, where a partner disapproved of her social life or hobbies. And this situation is probably the most paradoxical in terms of secondary benefits. Here's what another girl wrote to me. I feel unhappy in my relationship. He doesn't consider my opinions, humiliates me, and believes he's always right. I also know he is cheating. However, I'm afraid to even talk about it, fearing he might leave me. The girl is clearly struggling in her interactions with her man, and she acknowledges it herself. Nevertheless, even in such a toxic relationship, she still derives secondary benefits. What are they? Firstly, she positions herself as a victim, and there's a certain convenience in that role. It allows her to rely on the sympathy and support of others. Secondly, she avoids taking responsibility and can remain in a more childlike state, as growing up and embracing adulthood can be incredibly challenging. Additionally, she might derive emotions that she feels are lacking, even if they're negative. Emotional oscillations often start with negative feelings, followed by brief periods of positivity. She might endure the negative aspects in anticipation of these occasional positive moments. This subconscious readiness to endure the bad for the sake of these intermittent good experiences becomes a driving force. Now, let's discuss how to work on these secondary benefits. But first, let me know in the comments if you recognized yourself in any of these situations. Or maybe you have had similar experiences before and you had already overcome them. The crucial question is, how do we work on these secondary benefits and ensure that your true desire, a happy, harmonious relationship, becomes a reality in your life? The first step is acknowledging the problem and recognizing the existence of secondary benefits. Your desires depend on you, and that means you are responsible for the delay. Sometimes, just realizing these benefits exist can kickstart the change you need, which means your dreams will soon come true. However, that's not always the case. Be prepared that you will likely need to dig deeper and work on yourself. To identify your secondary benefits, ask yourself these 3 questions. Question 1. Why don't I want my wish to come true? Second, what do I like about my current situation? And the third question is, what will I lose if my desire is fulfilled? After you answer these questions as honestly as possible, you must identify the need that hinders your current situation. Additionally, find an alternative way to fulfill this need, but within the context of achieving your desired outcome. How else can you eliminate the secondary benefit? To reach a final conclusion, try compiling a list of the pros and cons associated with your dream coming true and not coming true. This exercise will help you recognize that the benefits of fulfilling your desire far outweigh the drawbacks. It will also provide extra motivation to move toward realizing your goal. I hope this video was helpful for you, and now you can easily identify your secondary benefits and get rid of them fast. Please share this video with someone who might benefit from it. Thank you for watching.